Hello and welcome to the first episode of Read Play Game, where we look at tabletop role-playing games from every side of the table. I'm LJ Enlow, and I'm going to be our rules lawyer.
Hi, I'm Emma Scaggs, and I'm going to be the GM for this arc.
I'm Anish Pinmaraju, and I'll be a player today.
I'm Tori Jewell, and I'm also a player today.
I'm Michael Sparks, and I am also a player today.
For people that are tuning in for the first time, which in this case is literally anyone listening, because this is our very first episode, this is the first part of the three-part structure of this podcast, the read portion. We won't just be reading, we will be walking through the character creation process of an RPG that we've selected for this week, talking through the rules as we go. This will then be followed up by later episodes where we play through a one-shot with the characters we've made today and then reflect on that system. Feel free to listen to whichever of these interest you and feel free to skip whichever ones don't. Today, we are going to be looking at a brand new RPG created by our very own Emma Scaggs, who will also be GMing it. Emma, would you like to talk about your game a little bit and why it's perhaps relevant at this time?
I'd love to. Thank you for the opportunity. So this is the first RPG that I have ever attempted to make, so I'm excited to play test it and see where the holes are. This game is called Hi Barbie, and it's the role-playing game for the girlies. So it's based on the Barbie Land world, less so the Barbie movie and more so the Barbie Dreamhouse series, although, we'll get into all of that. And this is a very simple, very loose role-play forward game. It's a one-pager, so we should be seeing lots of areas where it's like, oh, I might need to flesh that out a little bit more. And yes, it borrows from Sexy Battle Wizards by Grant Howitt. I kind of pulled up Sexy Battle Wizards and looked at how Grant has built different RPGs. And I was like, great, what can I take from that? What can I borrow? But base it around Barbie Land.
Yeah, Grant Howitt has a ton of really great one-page RPGs. I believe, a whole range of things. So you can just go to his page online and just Google the name and you'll find pretty much anything for any kind of setting you could ask for. A great thing for like a quick one shot or something like that. What's really great about this, which we'll also talk about with Emma's RPG or just this format, is that it's got not only a lot of materials for players but also for GMs. So, and we'll be posting the RPG info with the episode. So yeah, if we want to jump into that, talk about the format of the page, if you want to talk through that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest thing that I borrowed from Sexy Battle Wizards. In Sexy Battle Wizards, there are three stats. There's Sexy, there's Battle, and there's Wizards. In this game, Hi Barbie, the three stats that you have are Gaslight, Gatekeep, and Girl Boss. So before we dive into character creation, I'm going to talk about how we do that last. I want to really quick explain how the stats work and when and how you're going to roll for these stats. So number one, we've got Gaslight. I have Gaslight is to roll to lie, trick, or charm, but also to perceive or learn more about your situation. So it's like the mental stat. Gatekeep is to intimidate, but also to physically engage with your surroundings. So it's the physical stat, and then you can also use it. There's a lot of social layers of all of those stats for this game because it is a Barbie world and a lot happens in the social landscape. So yeah, Gatekeep is what you would do if you needed to jump really high, but it's also what you would need to do if you're trying to scare someone. Girl Boss. Girl Boss is like leveraging your social prowess. So it's not manipulating people, but it's like making friends, convincing earnestly, and then also doing anything with a lot of style would be Girl Boss. So in terms, if you're looking at it from a D&D side of things, like athletics would be Gatekeep. You're doing something athletically, but acrobatics would probably be Girl Boss. So yes, those are the different skills that we have, the different stats. And then anytime that you are rolling these, you're going to use just D6s. So to actually play the game, you only need D6s, and we'll get into how many you roll when we go into character creation. And I see everybody today, I know you can't see this, but we all have pink dice. So we're getting into it. But yes, when you are rolling your d6s, the game master will set that challenge difficulty and announce it before you roll. So when you want to do something, game master will go, okay, great. The challenge rating is going to be a 4, which would be a doable thing, like reasonable. Challenge rating of 5 is like, yeah, you're really trying something here. And then if it's a 6, it's like, why? Maybe take a moment, maybe think about it. And then for the premise of each game, I built some tools to help you set the stage. So we've got, come on, Barbie, let's go party. It's another perfect day in Barbie land, but something is wrong. So what's happening in Barbie land, and you can roll, and there's a number, it's 1d8. There's options for what's going wrong. And then you can also roll to randomize who's causing it and why they're causing it. This is a tool for the GM. It is not a binding contract. If you want to do something else, you do something else. As with any roleplay game, it's a piece of paper. You can do whatever you want. So I want to start with the basis of character creation is what makes each Barbie special, and that is their profession. So profession comes first. I do have another roll a d8 to randomly get a profession, and that profession will also give you your stats. So I'm curious real quick from the players, did anyone come with a profession in mind?
Oh my god, not at all.
No, I love this.
These are so choice. I'm reading through them now.
So I'll read through them real quick, and then while I'm reading, do y'all want to roll and see which professions you'll get? The only thing
I actually couldn't wait. I already did.
What did you roll on your d8?
Well, I'll go ahead and let our readers know, and then I'll make the announcement.
Okay, so the options that I gave were astronaut, cowgirl, doctor, entrepreneur, gymnast, scientist, spy, and zookeeper. And now I'm really curious, Tori, what did you roll?
I got a nat 8 zookeeper.
Zookeeper!
Oh
Who
my
let the
god.
dogs out? Paul Blart, zookeeper.
So off of that, Tori rolled zookeeper, which means that the stats that I provided for that, Tori's Barbie, zookeeper Barbie, as is now your name, has a 2 in gaslight, a 3 in gatekeep, and a 1 in girl boss. So the numbers there designate how many d6s you roll when you're attempting any of these things. So a zookeeper has really high gatekeep for obvious reasons. So anytime you're engaging physically, you get to roll 3d6 and take the highest of those die. Yeah.
And if you're creating your own profession, which you can do, you don't have to just use these 8. Though these 8 do pretty much, they cover all the permutations of skill numbers.
Just about.
Yeah, pretty much. So like when you're creating it, you can literally just do what makes sense for the profession. Like if you selected, like, I don't know, like you have astronaut. I was going to say pilot, but that would probably be the same as pilot, astronaut.
Yeah.
So like any sort of job, you could probably whatever seems most useful in that job to least useful.
Yeah.
Do you have a tomato allegory for the gaslight gatekeep girl boss yet or no?
I do not.
Yeah.
Yet,
What is
no.
the fruit salad situation?
Okay. What y'all roll? Anish,
I gotta do that. I rolled
and if
a
either
1.
of you rolled a 1?
Astronaut.
I rolled a 2. Haha, cowgirl.
Oh, that's perfect.
That is so perfect.
We're well balanced D6 wise too. I think each of us is like proficient in
Fully
a different
balanced party.
thing.
Yeah. So just to go over that real quick, Anish, as an astronaut, you have a 3 in gaslight. Because you're smart, you do science.
Yeah.
You have a 2 in gatekeep, and you have a 1 in girl boss. And then as a cowgirl, cowgirl Barbie,
Yeah.
you have a 1 in gaslight, you have a 3 in gatekeep, and then you have a 2 in girl boss.
I mean, I'd be holding them gates closed, baby.
Absolutely.
For the
of
cows.
course. Yes.
Absolutely.
It's going to be really funny when Cowgirl Barbie does not get a horse as her mode of transportation.
Well, that's the next thing. So
you can choose that if you want, right?
So we're going into a Barbie's not a Barbie without her stuff. So we have options to roll for a mode of transportation and for accessories.
Ooh.
And again, this is up to your discretion. If you just want to pick something, you can just pick something, but rolling's pretty fun. You get 1 mode of transportation and you get 2 accessories. So let's go down the line based on professions. Anish, astronaut Barbie. What
Okay.
mode of transportation shall you have?
I'm honestly gonna roll for this because I love a little bit of spice.
Mhm.
I rolled a 2, a camper.
Excellent. You have a
Perfect.
camper van.
This is honestly, it lines up so well with who I am as a person. I love just like stargazing anyways. So a little camper to just look at the stars anywhere I go.
Keep you down to earth a little bit.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay, cowgirl Barbie. Do you want to roll or do you want to take horse?
I'm going to roll. I'm going to
Okay.
roll. I think that's fun. I got a 3, a sports car. Nice. I got a Mustang.
Mustang.
Mustang
Ah.
sports car. Excellent.
Yeah.
And zookeeper Barbie.
So I rolled a 4, which is a private jet.
Oh my
And-
god.
Dang!
Here's my pitch.
That zookeeper money.
This Barbie is David Attenborough. David Attenborough. And I'm flying doing my nature documentaries and whatnot.
I love that.
Ah.
I do love that.
Or Davy. We'll go for Davy Attenborough.
And actually, before we move any further, I was going to say this after profession, and I forgot. So let's get to it now. Anytime that your profession is helpful for a role, like if for some reason you had to do complex calculations, that might be up astronaut Barbie's lane, you know? So if you can argue that your profession, your mode of transportation, or your accessories would be helpful for a role, you can add another die that you're rolling. I'm giving a lot of stuff here. You already all have a mode of transportation, and you're going to get 2 more accessories and then a profession-specific item. So this could be too much. That
Too
could
many
be
dice.
Yeah, it could be a very overpowered dice situation, but that's something that we'll see.
And that's if these things come up in the case in like.
Yeah, and if they overlap as being helpful.
I missed what you said a second ago. Can you get a die for the profession specific item at the same time as a different item if they're both relevant? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
That's also something important to mention, right? That this is the first time we're playing this ever.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
This is the first time we're playing, the first time it has been played. So pumped for that.
Already it feels like we're all on the ground together, like decorating our Barbies, about to just jump into make believe. I love it.
Oh, I love that.
I have a question, and tell me if we can go over this later. Could we clarify before we get into the weeds what's more cowgirl versus zookeeper? Zookeeper seems like requires like some study, but both seem like animal handling. Off the top of your head, like how do we
Yes.
just sketch out some differences? Yeah.
That is exactly right. So your kind of gut feeling there, you'll notice that zookeeper has a 2 in Gaslight because a lot of zookeepers got like a degree in zoology or biology, so there's some more book smart there, whereas cowgirl has a 1 in Gaslight. So cowgirls are like very physical, and zookeepers are more like more mental fortitude, I guess, although that might not be the term, but you know, book smart versus street smart.
Also has like I guess they're different animals. Like a zookeeper maybe isn't necessarily dealing with like cows and pigs versus a cowgirl would.
Yes.
I ain't never seen a tiger before in my life.
I also, a main distinction with zookeeper and cowgirl for me, zookeeper has only a 1 in girl boss. Fun fact for anyone listening who's not our real life friends, I do work at an accredited zoo, and I'm not a animal care team person myself, but I work closely with them, and a lot of your day is just like handling crap, just like literally. So it's less glamorous in a way than the cowgirl position.
And if we are allowed to make reference to it, of course, the iconic Margot Robbie pink cowgirl outfit comes to mind, versus, I guess, zookeeper is more like double
Khaki.
cargo type. Got it.
Yeah.
That's just good.
So that kind of goes into how I decided which stats would be higher.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, so we all have a mode of transportation. Let's go into accessories, and we can do one at a time for this, unless y'all want to roll 2d20. There are 20 options. All of these, except one, all of these I just pulled from, I looked up Barbie doll sets and just found a ton of accessories that Barbie can have. The only one that is not an official Barbie doll accessory is if you roll in that 20, you get just a gun. You just get a gun. So y'all can go ahead and roll for accessories.
God, if I get a gun, I got a
Okay,
six.
Oh, I rolled a nat
I got a
one.
purse.
Okay, so we've
That one's
got
pretty good, to be honest.
yeah. It's really supposed to just be random, but then I thought it'd be funny for a 20 to be a gun.
Oh, you have 2d20.
Yes, two
Okay.
accessories.
Wow.
So real quick, we
Oh,
had
two.
Cowgirl Barbie has a purse. You rolled a 6. And then
Mhm.
what's your second accessory?
An 8. Headphones.
Purse and headphones. Love it. Astronaut Barbie. You had a cell phone.
Yeah, I got a 1 and then a 17 and a microphone.
A cell phone and a microphone.
Wow.
Interesting.
I have a space podcast.
Aw.
No big deal.
And then Zookeeper Barbie. What are you getting?
I rolled a flashlight and a little dog.
Oh, you have a
Yep.
little bird.
And in my mind, I'm visualing like this is legitimately a hunk of plastic. Yes?
Yes.
Got it.
Wait.
Wait, the dog?
In
Or does it move and like I can command it to do things?
yes, in Barbie Land, it is a real little dog.
Okay.
In the context of our world.
It would be a
Maybe
little
not.
hunk of plastic.
Understood.
Yes.
Turn my imagination on.
And again, references to the movie that hopefully we can reference. It's not the dog in the movie.
The one that eats the...
It's not a dog
parts.
with working
Parts.
Yeah, parts. It's a little purse dog situation.
It would be too overpowered to have the other dog.
Yeah, you can't have that. And then the last thing that I need y'all to decide is your profession specific item. So this is something that you just get to pick based on your profession. And if you're using the item, I think that's just a 1 added dice versus you can't claim like I'm using my profession and my item, but it could help in like a very specific
Anish
way.
just has a rocket.
Spaceship.
Do y'all have ideas? Because what's coming to mind for me is like a set of keys. Isn't there a children's book about like the zookeeper shutting it down?
Yeah.
Shutting down the zoo?
Yeah.
I feel like Paul Blart did do the movie adaptation for that. But in my memory, it's a flashlight and like a set of keys, or like the 2 iconic.
Yes.
Does this ring bells?
Oh yeah.
So I might go for a set of keys, and with the hope that it can do some kind of like lock picking.
Yeah.
Maybe you could just have a big
Something.
old ring of keys, and some of them you don't know what they go to, but could be helpful.
Could be a weapon too.
And
if
It's true.
you know, maneuvered.
a
well
lot
enough.
of I'm again speaking from experience, so glad someone rolled Zookeeper. A lot of those key rings also have like an Allen wrench on them. Like just a do it all little tool.
It's a pocket knife.
Beat that, cowgirl and astronaut.
Well, I got a really sick telescope with which to observe the natural universe.
I love it. And then Cowgirl Barbie.
A lasso?
Yeah, classic.
Can't argue with that.
That's about right. I didn't put this on the sheet, and I'm gonna ask our rules lawyer to maybe make a note because I might want to add it to the sheet
Sure.
of the accessories. You have those at all times. It's doll land. Those are like things you have. What do they call it in the Spider-Verse movies?
Canon event?
No, hammer space.
Hammer space.
What?
Yeah, it's hammer space. So it's like space
you
to
pull it
fit
out
a
of-
giant hammer in a cartoon.
Oh.
You just have them. Like even it's not like you have a telescope back at your house. It's you have a telescope. However, for mode of transportation that you can have access to it, but if you're like trying to go fast through a town, a private jet will not be helpful. I just want to set
So
expectations.
context is important.
Yeah, context is important, but you do have access pretty easily.
I thought of a tomato allegory or a tomato metaphor for this one, in reference to the D&D tomato one, where all the skills correspond to something doing with tomato. So I said, gatekeep is you don't let a tomato into a fruit salad.
Okay.
That's gatekeep. And then girl boss is you own your own tomato farm and you run it and make a lot of money off of it. And then gaslight is you tell it to, you can convince a tomato that it was a vegetable the whole time. So I'm sure that clears up all the confusion.
Thank you.
Yeah, we were gonna work on sourcing cricket sounds, right?
Ah!
That was good.
Hey y'all, hope you're enjoying the episode so far. We don't have any ads or anything, but I'm just jumping in here in the middle to talk a little bit about this show since these are our first few episodes. Like we said at the beginning, our goal is to try out a new game every month. Think of this as an RPG book club. We have our own list of games that we're already interested in, but the goal is, at the end of every game episode where we discuss the RPG we just finished, we will randomly select a new role-playing game from that list to play next month. That said, we'd love to take listener suggestions for future episodes. So if you've got a favorite TTRPG or you're interested in learning about a system you've never tried before, please send your suggestions to our email, readplaygamepod@gmail.com. You could also message us your thoughts on our socials listed in the description. We get so excited to hear about new games, so don't hesitate to reach out. Again, we are randomly selecting these games, so if you suggest one, there's going to be a good chance we play it later down the line. So if you like hearing about new games and think your friends might too, feel free to keep listening and consider sharing this podcast with them. We're mostly doing this for fun, but if we can introduce even one person to a fun new game, I'd say we've done our jobs. So yeah, thanks again for listening. Let's jump back into the episode.
So we've got character creation pretty solid. You can start thinking about what your overall personality would be, but it is very much your Barbie. You know, you're Barbie and you have skills. I want to real quick talk about the premise maker. So there are options that I actually have already rolled for. So I rolled out of 8 to see what's wrong in Barbie Land. And I also rolled 2d4 to figure out who or what was causing it and why. So I have that in my head, but I'm not going to tell you what I rolled, of course. And then before we close the book on this section and go towards play, I wanted to talk about failures and how we fail so that y'all can have that in your mind when thinking about when you want to roll. So as I said, I'm going to set the challenge difficulty whenever y'all want to do something. 4 is doable, 5 is challenging, 6 is why. If I was going to set a challenge difficulty and it feels like it would be below 4, y'all just do it. There's a lot of just doing it. However, if you fail, let's say that Zookeeper Barbie is trying to roll Gatekeep, challenge level is 5. You roll 3 whole dice, and they're all 1s. You have failed. You don't fail per each dice, you just fail in general, and you mark a failure. After 3 failures, or actually, I think when you hit 4 failures, you have now entered your flop era. And what that means is you choose one skill to go down 1.
So what happens if you have a 0? Is that the 2 dice and you take the lowest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, which that's not on there either.
Yeah, we can add that.
Yeah. That rule of when you have 0 as your stat, as your like number, you roll essentially with disadvantage. You roll 2 and take the lower. That comes from a lot of the other
other kind of like Blades in the Dark and that sort of Forged in the Dark system.
Yeah.
And other stuff.
And then once you hit 6 failures, which what I'm thinking here, and we'll see this in game, what I'm thinking here is hopefully this isn't a rolling heavy game. So you shouldn't rack up failures super quickly. However,
Right.
like we'll see how that works. Because once you hit 6, you are a social pariah or a weird Barbie, and you essentially have no more control or power in this world.
It's essentially dying, or
Yeah.
a fate worse than death
Yeah.
in Barbie Land.
Yikes.
And you can heal. Anytime that you roll 2 6s, you get to erase a mark. And this is possible that you're rolling like 6 dice because I really stacked the accessories.
Yeah, it looks like the max number of dice you could roll is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 3. So 8 dice in a single roll if everything was relevant.
When you're talking about heals, you mean healing the failure strikes?
Yeah.
Got
So
it. We
since-
don't have like HP.
No.
Yeah,
Got
since you're made of plastic, you're not taking like damage. It's more like social and emotional damage that causes you to become a weird Barbie.
Oh, it's real. It's getting serious. I'm excited.
Yeah, any questions as we're looking over characters and getting ready to play?
I just would love to hear everybody's name at some point.
Oh, we have to make those, don't we?
Your
I mean, it could just be Profession Barbie
Yeah.
if you wanted it to be. Unless you want it to be a more specific astronaut or a more I mean, I guess a lot of Barbies do have different names.
Some of them do. I was picturing like default, especially if you just want to play this in one day, like sit down, pick it up, do it. It would be like, hi, astronaut Barbie, hi, cowgirl Barbie. However, I'm not going to discourage David Atten Barbie. 'Cause that's hilarious, like,
Do you want to hear my dog's name?
yeah.
So, it's short for Natty, but her full name is Natural Selection.
What? Okay, that's pretty good.
I think I'll be Barb Aldrin.
Like Buzz Aldrin.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
You should just be Michael. No, that's not allowed.
How about, I don't know, what's a good Billy Barbie? Cassie.
Billy Barbie?
I don't know. Billy Barbie.
I'm going to call
I'll
you
think about
Cowgirl Barbie.
Cowgirl Barbie is good for me.
It can also be like, maybe you have like a name or nickname, but you are still at your core the Barbie that you are.
Yeah. Wow.
What about Belle?
Belle. That's
Ooh.
fun.
Bella
Oh,
Barbie.
yeah.
Bella the
I like-
Barbie.
Bella. Yeah, let's do Bella.
Bella. Okay.
Bella Barbie.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, something that I don't have built into this, but I'd love to talk about afterwards is there's no kind of social ties in this. It's not like, here's how your Barbies know each other. My idea behind that is they're all Barbies. And so they all kind of know each other. However, I really like in games when you get like tight social ties. So we can talk about whether like after we play and we're in the last phase game where we're discussing the game, we can talk about whether that would make it better.
Yeah, you don't really see that as often in the one-page
Yeah.
RPGs and for sake of time, but they do add a lot, even to a one-shot. Cool. I guess that any other questions?
As a wrap up question for our players, could
Yeah.
we describe what we look like? What our Barbies look like?
Well,
think
that
that
could
could
also
be
be a
fun.
good thing to explain in the episode itself, because then if someone were to listen to just that, they might have a vision of
True.
I mean, we could do both. It's not a problem to do that.
Up to y'all.
Whatever Mayor Barbie thinks.
President.
Am I Mayor Barbie in this situation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. I think, yeah, because we can do that. And then when we're starting the game, we can do names and descriptions again. So yeah, what do we think we look like, Barbs?
So my zookeeper Barbie, who goes by Davy, has the classic blonde hair, but it's big, curly, all over the place, love. And then we're going to have a vest, one of the classic like button-up collared vest. Let's go sleeveless even, why not? And it's going to be a pink cargo So we got lots of zippers, pockets. And then shorts, I'm gonna say we're gonna go like knee length shorts of the same pink cargo variety. And then some thick hiking boots, something of that nature.
That works for a zookeeper, absolutely.
Davy present, yep. Uniform check.
Okay, what about our astronaut?
You can call me Barb, but my full name is Barb Aldrin. I'm a pretty mousy Barbie myself. I'm a little awkward because I'm always in my pink spacesuit. I'm always a little hot, and I mean that in the very like literal sense. I'm constantly sweating and burning up, and I think that's probably why my girl boss score is pretty low, because I am truly not all that acrobatic. But I have a lot in my brain, and I have big old glasses that are real round, and I carry my astronaut helmet, and inside my helmet I have a cell phone, a microphone, and my telescope,
All inside the helmet?
all inside my helmet.
Incredible.
And what about you, cowgirl Barbie?
I'm Bella Barbie. I have wearing my nice white cowboy hat, cowgirl hat, and then I have a long tasseled sleeved jacket, pink jacket with nice long tassels that I like to dangle and like wave about a little bit. Looks like wings a little bit. And then long blue jeans with knee-high boots. And then in my my belt, I have little pockets, like little spaces where some people might hold guns. I got my lasso, my headphones, and my purse.
I love it. And yeah, we can see these Barbies in action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that brings us to the end of the read segment of the show. So next time you hear from us, we'll move into the play section, where we will play a one-shot with these characters. We will see you on a different side of the table.